She's in the middle of crocheting something, so...
Well, that might have beaten whatever intro I was gonna do. So, hi everyone.
Hi!
Hi.
Hi!
My intro was just gonna be like, hey, what's up, you dumb fucks? Guess you tried to plug an HDMI cord into a fucking power outlet just now.
Nice!
Yeah. Oh, John, I forgot. You didn't get to see the good face that we have now.
Oh gosh. You got a brain.
If he only had a brain.
If you had a brain.
Do you like my makeup?
She
It's
woke
rather
up like
bloody.
this.
What'd you say, Tim?
I said she woke up like this.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Flawless.
Slay.
Are you ready to watch me get my ass fucking handed to me 1,000,000 times by this incredible boss?
Again?
Yeah. This is the boss
So
that I've
dumb.
been waiting to play.
What Soulsborne game have you been playing this week that screwed up your reflexes?
I actually have not played any Soulsborne games this week.
Oh, that's good. So you won't have
Actually,
any
no.
excuses for when
Actually,
you're
no.
bad.
I've been playing Dark Souls 3 a bit with Rose. So, that was fun because when I started playing, I two-handed my weapon like 5 times before I remembered that the heal button is not on Y in that game. But only this game. Hey, Maria. I hear you have my ass that you want to hand to me. Okay, alright, I shouldn't back up, I get it.
For real.
Like, every backstep, she's like, I have the range.
I think you just
I got
shouldn't
this.
in general.
Like, she's very mobile. And she's very strong.
You know, just beant.
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 Be not anywhere. I found a really good strategy for this boss is to hold down the power button on your PlayStation. Because technically if the
And the boss
PlayStation
is no longer your problem.
I mean, like, if the PlayStation is off, she's technically not alive. Alright, starting
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah, you got those echoes. You still haven't touched her.
You are correct. I just need a lighter weapon. I touched her! Ah! Okay.
Welp.
I got her a bit. I tried.
A little. Just a little bit. Oh, come on. Be sure I updated that. So I keep a list of segments and topics that I update throughout the week. Don't worry, the I update my collection segment is on there.
Oh, good. Is a collection of segments called a worm? I feel like it should be.
I feel like you're right.
I feel like there's a better name for it, but I can't think of it yet.
Probably.
Well, that worked for a little bit. And then she continued to attack. Which I think was my downfall.
Yeah.
I don't really remember how I fought her last week, because I got her to at least phase 2 last week. I don't think I ever got her to phase 3, because
Ooh.
Yeah, you didn't.
phase 3 is a, like, phase 3, same as the second kind of thing, but, like, just even more so, and it's terrifying.
So, like phase 2, but angrier.
Yeah. Phase 2, but on fire.
Lovely.
Gotta say, still, best soundtrack in this entire game, I think, or best song on this soundtrack is the Lady Maria fight.
Awesome. I can't hear it. Alright, so, did y'all hear about, Musk's newest child?
Yeah.
Yep.
Have y'all figured out how to pronounce it yet?
I have seen like 7 different ways. All of them as ridiculous and probably, like, they are all within the same possibility because of their bullshit reasoning.
I know what the official pronunciation is. I like that there's a second one. But, for those who don't know, the name is, it includes spaces, which I think is...
It's not really a name. Like, that's not a first name.
It's, capital X space, Ash, or capital Ash, I suppose, which is it's the AE combined character, like an encyclopedia. Oh dang, that hit really, like, covers a ton of ground.
Yeah. God, Jesus.
Okay, I think I found the accepted pronunciation.
We'll get there.
Yeah, me too. It's fucking nerd. That's how you say his fucking name.
And then, after the Ash, it's, A-12. And, oh, you just posted a video?
With the accepted pronunciation, yeah.
What is that? Just pronounce it.
It's a joke, is what it is.
Okay.
So what's the second half of it? Is it Archangel?
Yeah, well, that's the middle name, I believe.
Wait, that's the middle name? What about? Is that not
And
what
then
the
I think the
X12 is?
A12 is pronounced Blackbird.
No, it's not.
Because, like, from what I saw, the X or A12 or whatever the fuck was like the code name for like a plane that was known as like the Archangel, which is like how that would be pronounced. Which is, by the way, the dumbest possible reason to name something. Like, that'd be like saying that, like, that'd be like, oh yeah, my kid's name is spelled Dolphin, and it's pronounced GameCube. Like, you can't just decide that it is, like, pronounced like a different word because of, like, something else that happened in real life. You can't be like, oh, it's a reference to this thing, therefore it's pronounced differently than the word is.
Yeah, so X is for the unknown variable. Ash is her elven spelling of I, which is kind of a alternate spelling of Ao for love in Japanese, and or, you know, artificial intelligence.
So it's a mispronounced word in Elvish translated from a different language.
Correct. The A-12 is the precursor to the SR-71, which is her and Elon's favorite aircraft. It's a
How rich do you have to be to have a favorite aircraft?
no weapons, no defense.
To be fair, I had a poster of the
just
thing in my
beef.
room when I was growing up.
Tim, you grew up in a military, like, household. Elon Musk did not.
My eldest brother loved the F-16, and we weren't in a military family or rich.
Yeah,
but
you
he
also
wasn't
have...
CAP.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
He
To be
liked
fair,
it before he joined CAP?
It's like me having a plaque with various knots on my wall.
Yeah, it's like John having a favorite boner. I mean, the musician, not like... Was that not clear? I'm sorry.
What did we expect a kid to be named from a man named Elongated Muskrat?
I mean, like, he has like 7 kids.
Yeah,
none of the other ones are pronounced fucking weird. They're just like.
Well, yeah, so it had to happen eventually.
This really isn't his doing so much as it is Grimes, his wife.
Are they married?
Yes.
Cool.
Is it his child?
Probably.
Okay, then it's their doing.
Well, I mean, the kid is their doing, yes, but like, like by definition, it is their doing.
I'm pretty sure she came up with the name entirely on her own.
I'm pretty sure he didn't argue that hard.
No.
I'm pretty sure he was like, I don't fucking care. I'm not gonna talk to this kid ever again.
I wonder if this goes in the same category as women who insist on naming their kid Epidural or something like that.
Archangel, I've seen several places, is people saying that it's the codename for the aircraft, which is false. It's just her favorite song.
Maria, can you stop? Can you fucking stop for a second?
No.
Well, she stopped you.
So, I've seen one pronunciation that is, Kyle. So you can pronounce X like the, Greek character Kai. Which makes sense, because, you know, the language already isn't fully
The language
English.
already isn't.
Yeah. So, and then the Ash, since she already said it's an Elven spelling of AI, that would be pronounced I, so Kai, and then I forget how they got the L,
Wait,
but...
so you're saying the X could be pronounced Kai, and then the next thing could be pronounced I?
Yes.
So it's not Kyle, it's Kyle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, the SR-71 is descended from an aircraft called Archangel.
Oh, really?
The SR-71 is based on the A-12, which is based on the A-11, which is based on Archangel 2, which was a experimental aircraft developed in the same vein as Angel, which eventually turned into the U-2.
Okay. So
I'm
it's
just saying,
not actually Archangel, it's
this kid
the third iteration of that.
This kid literally will be bullied by kids named Sephiroth. Like 100%, and they would be in the right.
I don't know, man. Archangels have 2 wings.
Yeah, but do they have a sword?
Do Archangels only have 2?
I'm pretty sure they have at least 2.
I was pretty sure most angels had 6.
I'm not sure it's ever actually defined for Archangels.
But do they use an entire bottle of shampoo
But I'm pretty sure
per
most
day?
angels have 6. And an Archangel, I don't think, is a different breed of angel. I think it's just a rank. But it is specifically stated that Archangel is her favorite song, and that is the reason why it was chosen.
So his middle name, or their middle name is Archangel?
That is my understanding of it.
But is it their middle name, or is it the same part? Like, it's just their first name still?
There is a space.
Yeah, there's 2 spaces.
Well, no, I mean, so she actually stated her pronunciation of it, and it was pronunciation and then space and then Archangel. So I'm assuming that it is the second name.
Yeah, but maybe she thinks names like Mary Jo or things like that are one name.
Sometimes they are.
Maybe she thinks Elon Musk is one name. Like, it's possible.
So, the correct pronunciation for this bonkers name is Sasha Archangel Musk.
Sasha?
Yes.
Where did that... Is it from the X?
Yeah, so X, sort of like xylophone. And then
Be Zasha.
Ash. They're just pronouncing the letter as the letter.
I'm going to one-up this man by having my child's name just be an actual trigonometric function.
You just
It's
pronounce
going to start with an
Pythagoras.
epsilon. Like, it's going to be a function. It will be, my child's name will be plottable on a graph.
Oh man, you need to have it be like plottable on a graph, and once you plot it, it
just says "fuck you, Elon Musk."
it like actually has letters there.
Yeah, and if I did, it would have more thought put into it than that name.
You should name call them I don't know Bradley, just to pick a random name, and it's pronounced Bradley because that's what you read off of the graph, but the actual name is this long ass Polly.
No, my kid's name will be pronounced "fuck Elon Musk." One of the people at my work, who no longer works there, but for a bit, just thought Elon Musk was like the coolest and smartest person, and I was just like,
a lot of people used to.
I don't know how to talk to you if you think that Elon Musk actually created everything in his company by himself. Or that he even created the company by himself.
He created the paychecks.
Yeah, I mean, he wrote them, but like... Remember that time he tweeted that he thought Tesla stock was too high, and then the stocks dropped like a rock?
Yeah. Which time? Because I'm pretty sure he's done it multiple times.
Yeah, and like other people
And
are
then
like...
he also sold all of his houses immediately after that. I think it's something, for some reason, he's trying to drop his net worth.
Well, I think he, like... You could also, like, he could have dropped his stock, or like sold his stock, tweeted that, and then bought them back again now that the stock price dropped.
Yeah.
That's called insider trading, and that's very illegal.
You're right, but
Yeah.
who the fuck gets arrested for it, necessarily? It doesn't fucking matter.
People who tweet about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
him, actually, already, I think. Didn't he get
Yeah,
trouble
it
for
wouldn't be the first time he's been in trouble with the SEC over tweets and stock.
Yep, and yet he's still here somehow.
Well, because he has enough money to
Less
pay
so,
off all
though.
the issues.
Yeah, don't forget fines aren't actually... Like, something that is illegal with a fine, it doesn't mean it's actually illegal. It just means it's illegal if you can't pay.
I saw a comedian talking about how they were on vacation at a beach and there was a sign about stopping for a crosswalk, fine $100, and he was like, for $100? Somebody's going down!
Pretty sure that part of it would cost you a little bit more than that.
Elon Musk can probably litter on the highway.
Oh, yeah, no, speeding is not an issue for him.
Alright, just to make sure we're on the same page. Elon Musk probably does not actually have giant boatloads of cash sitting somewhere.
No,
Most of
but...
his net worth is because he owns so much
Tim,
of
I wasn't
Tesla
saying he
as
could
a
litter
company.
by throwing cash out the window. I was just saying he could afford the $1,000 fee from throwing, you know...
Yeah, but Tim, when you
Trevino's
get
takeout
pulled
of the
over
window.
and given a ticket, you don't have to give them cash on the spot. That's not how that works. God, this boss hates me!
Although now I like the idea of him throwing $1,000 in ones out the window, getting pulled over, and being like, "Oh, that's the fine? Okay, go ahead and pick it up. I've already paid," and speeding off.
Yeah, he just throws a bundle of hundreds out, and they're like, "You have to pay $1,000." He's like, "There you go," and they're like, "That's not how this
No, I
works.
can do it 8 more times.
That's not how any of this works. You actually have to bring it. You have to pay, not us. What are you talking about?"
I wonder if you could get fined for throwing pennies out the window, since they're worth less than the actual material used to create them.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can get fined because that is littering still. Generally, the fine for littering is not based on how much the litter is worth.
Otherwise, all that fast food trash would be an issue.
Okay, so we should see if we can get the U.S. mints fined for littering, for minting pennies.
I'd be okay with that, because fuck pennies.
Oh man, I forgot. There was a guy at work recently who bought a newspaper, and this is during all the Corona stuff, so he did not want me to scan his newspaper because he didn't want me to hold it. So he wanted to scan it because he didn't want to touch anything that someone else had touched.
Did he pay in change?
And then he paid in cash.
Yeah.
And I did not. And then I handed him his receipt. Like, I don't. Everything about that transaction made me want to cry.
Yeah.
My favorite is when they want to scan it themselves because they don't want you to touch it, and then they lick their fingers to count their cash. And I'm like, oh.
Ugh. I also love when they're like, actually, I want to scan it, and then they don't know how to scan it.
I like, there's someone that, comes to my store that I think he's afraid of lasers.
Yeah. The laser
he does not allow anyone to, scan anything. You have to type everything in manually.
Everyone knows lasers can contaminate your produce.
Alright.
I just hope he doesn't buy very much at a time.
Not too much.
Damn it. She killed me after I got 3 visceral attacks off on her.
Oof.
This lady is very good at what she does. And I don't like it.
Killing you.
I think, the big horse guy that I killed is, like, the hardest Bloodborne boss. I don't know, Orphan of Kos is pretty bad. Anyways, she is gonna be one of my most difficult ones because she is just very, very efficient at murder. The other ones felt like brute force. This one just feels like she's actually good at killing people. This is skill.
Now you just gotta use yours.
Well, that's a good start.
You've got skill, right?
You know he does.
I actually played a strength build.
Oh no.
So that means you don't have any skill.
I have a bit, but like, I wasn't really doing a quality build, it was mostly strength. Let me just check my stats. Yeah, I have like 25 skill versus my 50 strength. Also, pretty ballsy of me to check my stats during a fight that has been consistently kicking my ass. But I thought that maybe the fake confidence would be good for me.
Fake confidence?
I mean, it's certainly not real confidence. Huh?
Must be real confidence. You checked your stats while in the middle of the fight.
Yeah, but that was as a goof. She just has... There's a really good chorus in her background music that really likes to kick in during her big attacks, even though it is not scripted. Like, it's a specific point of the way through the song, and it's always really thematic, and it's always the attack that fucks me up.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, do you like my new face?
The brain?
Yeah.
I do. It's much better than your old one.
I'm surprised, because I disagree still. That attack
Has less nose.
That
It is
attack she
nice that
started...
There's less nose.
That attack she, like, started with always is so interesting to me, because it's not a straight attack. She, like, dashes to the side.
You just took that face on.
I mean, I don't really have much of a face, but... There we go.
Took it directly.
Just gonna take some of that HP back.
Boss attack. Apply directly to the forehead.
Alright. One attack and I'm out. That's it. Just wanted to get that one slice in.
Ow.
Oh.
This is the one.
And you say that, but I'm still not even on phase 3. Okay. Oh my god. No! God damn it! She's just so good at what she does. Don't fucking just walk into the camera afterwards. She just walked up and looked at my body. She was like,
I mean, to be fair, if you'd killed the same guy 18 times in one day...
And it was just a brain head with a dress. I think that's my favorite thing, is like,
hammer.
The brain head is pretty great, but like, the just pretty dress, like, really adds to it. Maybe I just need a different weapon.
Dom likes a brain in a dress.
Yeah, I'm a sapiosexual. I can't believe I got her.
Nice.
On the bright side, she's usually so efficient at killing me that I don't use that many health potions.
So you're living long enough to waste resources, and that's a good thing.
Somehow, it is.
Alright, well.
Oh, is it time to organize your Steam library?
No, well, Dom, dice to this boss over and over again. Figure we'll move on to the guest interview segment. This week I will be interviewing my guest, Tim.
Wasn't that a guess last time?
Yeah.
Yeah, what we're saying is you're only welcome sometimes.
Fair.
So, Tim, what makes you feel inspired or like your best self?
Watching an underdog try and fail and try and fail and try.
Wait,
fail.
that inspires you? You're like, man, if that fucko couldn't do it, I certainly can.
If you could have a billboard with anything on it, what would it be and why?
Anime titties. Self-explanatory.
Now is that the words? Anime titties?
Yes.
I knew it.
Okay.
If I had titties,
But of
I'd
course,
name
the
them Amy
D's
and May.
have little dots in the middle of them.
What did you say?
I said, but of course the two D's have little dots in the middle of them.
He spells titties with,
yes.
D's.
Well, yeah. John, why would you not spell titties with double D's? Specifically anime titties, actually.
If in 150 years science fails to save us and all that is left is a book about your life, what would the title be and what would the blurb tell us about?
I love this implication that science is going to fail us in 150 years and not 5 minutes.
Why
Okay.
science will save us within the next 100 years.
Why science will save us by the year 2170.
Yeah, so that's the title. What would the blurb tell us about you? You gotta give us the blurb.
The blurb tells us that I am very bad at making predictions.
Or writing autobiographies.
What is one thing that your program did for your client that you didn't expect?
Bees.
It did bees for your client? What does that even mean?
Bees to my client.
Oh.
Not double D's.
God damn her range. Just a reminder that this is phased dose.
And, for the last question. What does being ridiculously human mean to you?
I'm sorry, say that phrase again?
What does being ridiculously human mean to you?
I almost had something deep to say about current events, but it didn't work. I'm just gonna go with bees again.
Bees can't be your answer to everything.
You know what I say to that, John?
Hasn't failed me yet.
Bees.
So, if y'all could have basically like a Renfest sort of thing, but it could be about like any topic you want. So you could have like a Wreck-It Ralph sort of festival where there's different arcades and everyone comes in dressed up like characters from video games, that sort of thing. What would you do? So you get to make the Renfest, but not.
It's just Feudal Japan Fest.
Feudal Japan Fest?
Everyone has to come and dress like a samurai, and there are duels to the death.
What about ninjas?
Well, you can't see them. That's the staff members.
That's a pretty cool idea.
I would take every fandom you can possibly imagine, and all the ones you can't, and just cram them all together and take over Atlanta on Labor Day weekend.
Tim, here's the problem with that. You forgot that Homestuck exists.
Yeah.
They are there whether we want them or not.
Don't invite them, Tim.
They're coming whether we invite them or not.
Tim, shoot on site.
And you think that kills them? It has to be just.
Now, which Homestuck is this? Is this
literally anything Homestuck?
The new Homestuck since it came back? Why did it come back?
Do you mean the coronavirus? Because I'm feeling pretty Homestuck right now.
You ran out of bullet.
And also running out of healing potions.
Yep. So, do you go grinding after this, or is there a different boss you can fight?
Probably gonna go grinding a bit, but there's a pretty easy place to get a decent amount of souls, so...
Okay. I mean, I know there's still... Or is there still the horse,
No, I actually had to kill them to get here.
The horse and baby?
I do have that king on top of the hill, though, or on top of the castle. I don't remember... I just remembered last week that I never killed him.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because I beat the horse guy, but I haven't beaten him.
You just never went back to him. It's been, like, 4 weeks.
1 week since he looked at me.
Eh.
So, Tim, I'm gonna say that Dragon Con does not count as like a Renfest sort of thing.
Especially, like, you have to pick a thing rather than every fandom you can think of.
Yeah. I mean, Renfest is more than just a convention.
It's a festival.
It's
That's
it's an
the new
experience.
tagline. It's more than just a convention. It's an experience.
Stardew Valley.
What, you just want a farmer convention?
Don't those show up in most cities on Saturday mornings?
Yeah, Saturdays or Sundays.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a farmer's market.
Yep.
Yeehaw.
It's not quite the same though. I could see a Stardew Valley convention being its own thing. The Stardew Valley
Community
Festival.
center.
You know what? I'm gonna change my answer to Adventure Quest 3D World.
Nice.
I don't know if that's the right word.
You know what? You're right. I'm changing mine to Destiny 2.
There absolutely could be a Destiny
There could.
festival or fair, and there absolutely could be an Adventure Quest fair.
I mean, no one would go.
It would be very similar to the Renfest, but somehow more puns.
And less anything.
And lower effort.
Yes, much lower effort.
Really? Because have you seen, like, the way half the people dress at the Renaissance Festival?
Yes, we're saying the other half wouldn't be allowed in.
Actually, you know what? I'm changing my answer to PUBG because it means everyone there has to kill each other. Only one person is left alive at the end of the festival. And they run the next festival.
Okay, at that point, that's just a LARP.
Yeah.
God, I would love to do a PUBG LARP. Are you fucking kidding me? Or just like a fantasy LARP battle royale? That'd be fucking dope.
So, Tim, I haven't heard...
A good answer.
Yeah, from you. Or in general. Shots fired.
Hey, Fetal
Let's go for
Japan
the
Fest
easy
was
answer.
cool.
Star Wars.
Okay.
You chose an easy one.
That's kind of already exists.
Yeah, it's Dragon Con.
Yeah, well, no. I'm talking about, like, Galaxy's Edge. I feel like you couldn't do a Disney fair because that's just Disneyland.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
and-
no, because
No,
Disneyland...
there is one distinction that would make the difference between Galaxy's Edge and a Star Wars fair. And that's that at a Star Wars fair, you're actually allowed to cosplay as Star Wars.
yeah.
I'd just like to point out that the food there would be fucking disgusting.
It's just blue milk. There's nothing wrong with that.
Fuck that. None of the food in Star Wars has ever looked good. That's why I like fantasy, because they make delicious looking food. Star Wars is just like, what if we made everything unappetizing?
What about those seductively cut pears?
John, I hate sand.
They each come with their own Hayden Christensen for you.
You know why I hate pears?
Deal.
Because they're fucking gritty, like sand.
Oh, shit. I forgot to... the thing in the oven.
God, I'd get a Muppet Con, though.
Oh, yeah. That is a delightful idea.
That would be fantastic if done properly.
Yeah, but do you know, like... Do you know how great those panels would be?
Yep.
Like, it's just the Muppets telling you how to make Muppets?
I'm assuming you shared with Tim what happened the other day.
What?
Because Tim wasn't here.
Oh, were you not here for that, Tim?
I don't think I was. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
The idea of, a D&D party that's the Muppets.
That could be amazing.
Yeah.
What do we say Kermit was? I remember Swedish Chef isn't a party member. He's a innkeeper.
Innkeeper.
Yeah, he runs the tavern.
That was Broyes' idea, and it's the fucking best. Miss Piggy, I think we thought about being a barbarian, but
No, that's animal.
She's a skald.
Yeah, that's right, because she does singing, and she makes everyone else very angry.
Let's see, Rizzo would be a rogue.
Yes.
We specifically said a rogue with the, like, black market connections feat, because he would just bring in his family to do things, because he just has a million brothers and sisters.
Gonzo was
I think we said a mage of some kind.
Yeah.
Gonzo is absolutely a sorcerer, where he gets all of his powers from a weird bloodline that no one really understands.
Oh yeah, he's an Eldritch Horror bloodline, for sure. That nose is a tentacle. God, I wish I didn't say that.
Sam Eagle is a paladin.
Yes.
Yes.
100%. There's also one character that is a bard, and it is Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, where when you play as that character, it is just all of the band at once. You don't get to split up and do other things, because they're never seen apart from each other, so you just get to play the whole band.
Yeah, Dr. Teeth has the leadership feat.
Yeah.
When we came up with this, it was a sort of like a Critical Role sort of show, and Statler and Waldorf for the cameramen. So occasionally the camera pans to them, and they have their own camera on them, and they,
to like say their shit and laugh.
They heckle.
We also had
Bunsen and Beaker run shops.
Yeah. What is his name? The gopher character that I cannot remember the name of.
Scooter.
Scooter. Scooter is your, like, butler, like the guy who goes along with you and keeps up with all your gear.
Yeah, he's your hireling that rides the cart.
Sweetums is every town guard.
No, Sweetums is the
oh, I do like town guard though.
Recurring major enemy that you never beat, but you just dissuade.
Yeah. Or like
Repeatedly.
Mook, like he's just like everybody's henchman.
Yeah.
And does a bad job
I do
of
like
it.
that one.
Dead Bob is dead.
I couldn't figure out exactly what Fozzie Bear was gonna be, because he's just a tank.
He definitely draws all the aggro.
Yeah, he has.
I think
he's a fighter who specializes in improvised weapons.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's improvised weapons and like rake behavior. Rake being like the type, like there's a rogue class in, I think, Pathfinder, like a rogue archetype called a rake, which is basically specifically meant to demoralize their opponents. And like act as like a guard, because they can take hits while also fucking with their enemies, and that is his entire thing.
It's a rogue archetype.
It is, but like I feel like he fits better as a fighter,
Yeah.
rather than a rogue, but with that same type of thing. Did we ever figure out what Pepe Le Peon is?
You immediately said rogue.
Yeah, that's right. He was our rogue, and Rizzo was like the special version of rogue. For a minute, we actually almost said Gonzo would be a ranger, and Rizzo was his familiar.
Yeah. But it works better with him having the underground.
That's right. We also decided, we decided Gonzo was a, like, sorcerer, wizard, whatever, but he has a familiar, and it's Luis.
That's right. The chicken.
Man, Sam Eagle as a paladin makes me laugh so hard.
It's so perfect.
I just love the idea that his patron saint is America. You know, I could also see Gonzo as a warlock.
Yeah.
And his patron saint is just like, or like, not his patron, his, what is it called?
His patron.
Yeah, his patron is just like his weird alien family people from that one movie.
Yes.
That was a good movie. God, there would be a jacuzzi scene in that campaign. Or at least a quest.
Would that make Pepe an artificer then, since he's the if you build it, they will come guy?
Artificer still fits a bit because it is a rogue type. I almost said a roguelike, and I'm like, that's what I want. That's the sentiment I want, but also that does have other implications.
Yeah.
Not quite the same.
No, I would say he's kind of a roguelike because every time he shows up, he's kind of different. But made of the exact same components.
I don't remember what Kermit was, though.
I feel like Kermit might be a cleric.
Yeah. He's absolutely a healer.
He's definitely
You're
something that is like the leader of the party.
Yeah, that's why I was initially leaning towards Bard, but so many other people fit better as Bard.
Nope, he's a bard.
Because he sings.
I mean, most of them sing.
All of them sing.
Yeah. I would say he could also fit as a cavalier, because a lot of cavaliers are like tactical. And considering he is like the leader and like the one who tells people to go where for the show, like... Oh, also, like, we talked about how, like, the penguins would show up, because the penguins are in fucking everything ever. I just want the Manamana guy.
Right. We switched Miss Piggy from being a Skald to being a wild mage.
Oh, that's right. Because nothing she does ever goes well.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was like a 50% chance to...
Summon wild penguins.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Okay, so Bunsen and Beaker, one of them sells weapons and one of them sells magic, but which is which?
I imagine they're both... They definitely run the same shop. I want to say Beaker sells the weapons and consistently accidentally hits himself with them. Well, okay, he sells weapons, they're all over the shop, and all of Honeydew's magical things fuck up and knock weapons off one at a time in a row to hit Beaker in the head.
I'll take it.
That works.
I mean, that is a very, like, Muppet gag.
Yeah.
That's why I just want to watch the scene in the end. I don't even need to... Like, I just want to watch that scene.
Same. I also love this idea because it would just mean that, like imagine a Critical Role style campaign like that where it's just the Muppets. But then also every now and then there's just a special guest and it's just an actual celebrity in the campaign.
I just want to see how the language checks go with buying anything from Beaker or eating anything at the inn.
Yeah, see, like, I like the idea is... I like the idea that, like, the language checks are fine as long as you have rescued Honeydew, because that way he can, like, translate for you. But if you never found that quest, then, you know, you just have to figure it out. Yeah. The language checks are also great for the end, because you just might not order what you're trying to order.
Yeah.
Like, you try to order the steak and you get the singing vegetables.
Which, the way that chef works would be vegetables on a record player or something.
I will say, if the inn ever gets attacked, he can defend it with a chainsaw.
Oh, Chainsaw?
And a cleaver. Oh, he's used a
Yeah.
chainsaw.
No. I'm saying that as scoffing at such a tame option.
Oh, I mean, like, he would also throw a bomb. Like,
Yeah, I
like,
mean, he's absolutely got a nuke somewhere at his.
like, he's just got every weapon that doesn't belong in a fantasy setting.
But also, each of his wooden spoons is somehow a wand. No one knows exactly what it is until it goes off,
I
including
also
him.
don't think he knows that they're wands, and that's why the food always gets fucked up.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Are his cookbooks also actually spell books and he just stops mid-sentence sometimes?
I mean, that's very possible and sounds very likely.
Yeah.
He's not very good at what he does.
No.
So is
But
Rolf
it's-
just the bard that shows up in every bar?
Oh,
ever?
yeah, that's right. Rolf is the one who is actually the bard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also just love, like, it's if he's not in the party, then he's the person, he's the entertainment at every single tavern you go to.
Oh, no, I found the artificer. Crazy Harry.
Who's Crazy Harry?
The guy who blows everything up.
Oh, God, I forgot about him. I didn't even know he had a name, but that doesn't surprise me that it's just Crazy Harry. I will say there needs to be some encounter with a necromancer just so there can be Undead Bob. I'm just saying, it would be very good.
Dead Bob.
And then when they kill him, it's just like, Dead Bob's dead again!
Long John shot him.
Tim, did you prep your segment?
I've got it right here.
Awesome.
But I do have one last Muppet. Bobo the Bear.
He's another Muppet I always forget about. God damn it, that combo lasts so long!
He is absolutely every town guard.
Yes, there we go. I'll take that for sure. Alright, Tim, what's your segment and why is it bad?
It's the same one as always.
As always. Did you do it last week?
Yep.
Okay.
You know I did it
Ah.
last week. You did the
Oh, yeah.
recording or the YouTube thing.
You think I listened to that all the way through?
The segment where Tim doesn't have a segment.
Yeah, that one.
What was it, Tim? Humpa Scrump?
Hump and Scrump. Yes.
God, I wish I could hump and scrump. What? It's a name for, whatever that hurdy-gurdy.
A Hump and Scrump is an old hurdy-gurdy.
Huh.
You're telling me you wouldn't want to be a hump and scrumpist professionally?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's better. I'd rather be a hump and scrumper than a hurdy-gurdier.
Yeah, like, hurdy-gurdier is like, okay, I get exactly what you do. If you're like, I'm a hump and scrumpist, and they're like, what?
I will say it is more fun saying hurdy-gurdier.
Well, I'm the hurdy-gurdiest.
I think they are both fun in their own ways. Hump and scrumpist is pretty great.
So, John, tell me about the word omphaloskepsis.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you are cooking
Hey, Wombat!
eggs and you're making an omelet and you're flipping it and you're not using like a spatula or anything. You're just doing it in the pan with the pan. You're flipping it with the pan.
Mhm.
and someone walks by and just doesn't, or you finished with it, you've got on the plate and you tell someone and they don't believe you whatsoever. So they're a, I don't even remember how to pronounce the word you said. Omphalosceptics. Yeah. They're an omelet.
Omphaloscepsis.
They're an omelet flipping yeah.
I have a question that's somewhat related. Is flipping an omelet considered an oviposition?
No.
But you're positioning an ovi. Hey, sorry, Wombat, that you thought that was a monster conversation, and then I kept talking. God damn it.
Anyway, the word means navel gazing.
What is navel gazing?
Presumably standing out at the beach watching the ocean.
You know, that makes more sense than staring at
That
people's
makes
belly
a lot-
buttons.
Yep. Yes. I knew that was what you
Or
thought of first.
at oranges.
Was I correct, Tim?
No, it actually is staring at oranges.
What the fuck?
What happens if you throw a bunch of oranges in the sea? Is that navel gazing? I wish people answered me ever.
Nope.
Okay, Ro, the word is inly.
Inly?
Inly.
Okay. It's kind of like a portmanteau of in lieu, like in lieu of, and leeway. So it's like a slack, half-planned secondary option.
That is a better definition than the actual one. It's spelled I-N-L-Y, and it means inwardly.
So it's just a shortening of inwardly.
Basically.
I can't wait for Tim's next word to be like, alright, it's an X followed by an ash, and then...
What is stupid names that'll get kids beat up for 1,000?
I'm just saying, if you have to pronounce... Like, if a word is said out loud, and somebody writes it down from what they hear, and isn't at least 50% accurate, then you named your kid wrong.
No, people are really dumb.
I said 50%. That is
And I'm telling you,
huge
it's
leeway.
happened.
Yeah, actually, legitimately, she has gotten, like, only 10% correct with her name before.
That's fucking
Her
better
name-
than that kid's ever gonna get.
True. Dumb. Subintelligatur.
It's someone who's very stupid.
I would have said a sando.
Tim, that's all I got. I'm fighting my inner demon here, alright?
It seems like it should mean something about stupidity. I can't figure this out. Why? The word means implication understood, though not stated.
So it's just an implication.
It's like one level more of implied.
Implied implication.
Yeah, basically.
A meaning or understanding, as of a statement,
damn it.
implied but not expressed.
Nautical navel gazing. That's just a very good, like, Twitch handle.
Nautical navel gazing?
Yeah. Which is like in general like a good like gamer tag to use.
I feel like that's a good album title.
Yeah.
I think my favorite metal band would be Nautical Hump and Scrumpery. But that's definitely like some sort of weird progressive genre.
No, that would be pirate metal.
I don't know.
I want pirate metal now.
I mean,
I'm sure it exists,
Ailstorm.
but I just haven't time to look for
It's a
it.
Scottish pirate metal band.
John, parakinesis. I think John is dead.
No, I'm here. I'm thinking.
And Tim, you can't rush language. Someone tried once and we got English. God. God damn it!
Oh gosh.
Parakinesis. I don't remember what the esis suffix does.
Also, I don't think you should be allowed to name your kid anything that requires an alt code. Right?
Fun
like,
fact,
feel
in
like
the
the
United
hospital
States, you are
staff
not
might
allowed
be
to name
upset.
your kid anything that requires an alt code. It has to be the 26 characters of the English alphabetical language.
So
No
then
special characters, no
explain,
numerals.
Tim.
The explanation is they're gonna have to do some paperwork later.
Parakinesis.
I just feel bad for that hospital that's gonna have to like type that up with the Ash character and everything.
So I can't think of what parison is, so I'm just going to mishear it and say that this is the condition of being wax. Paraphinesis.
Yeah. Or an alternate mishearing, the state of being Gary Sinise.
Or a third alternate mishearing, the state of being in France.
Ooh.
Yeah. And that actually fits with the pronunciation of the word.
Yeah. It's actually the first thing I thought. And I was like, I'm not going to say that. That's stupid. And then John said his wax thing, and I was like, yeah, okay. It's still more stupid than what John said, but at least, like, it's not a sudden drop.
And they still all fit better than the actual definition. Corruption of forms of words.
Speaking of Elon Musk child.
Gosh.
Alright, now she's just showing off.
Okay, bro. You might actually get this one. Interstitial.
Interstitial?
Oh.
Interstitial, yes.
I actually know that one.
I figured one of you would.
I know of it because of a fucking Kingdom Hearts video. Which
You're
I guess
allowed to
is...
phone a friend.
Interstitial. It's like on clothes where there's a seam going one way, and then like down this like the side of your pants or something, and then there's the hem at the bottom and they intersect. It's actually an interstitch. So when you're making it, it's an interstitial.
You were closer than you thought. Of, like, or pertaining to the space between things.
Okay,
Okay.
that makes sense. Like, the thing I was gonna, like, guess is just, like, something that, like, basically stuff that brings things together. Or, like, the pieces that are, like... It's sort of like a missing link type thing, where it's, like, the stuff that brings the other things together.
Yeah.
Like, every Kingdom Hearts game that isn't a main game. Specifically there just to make you understand the main games, even though you never played the side games, because they're on Game Boy Advance or some shit, and you don't have that.
It's
I
a
think
shame
at
they
least
never
one
worked,
was
though.
an Android game.
Yeah, there was a smartphone, there was a web/mobile game called Kingdom Hearts Cross, or Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, or Kingdom Hearts Key, I think it was, for a little bit. And it's all, backstory for, everything that happened before any of Kingdom Hearts. It's very bad.
So, they were designed to help us to understand the game? So they failed then.
Yeah.
What do you do in Kingdom Hearts?
I mean, it's an RPG.
Yeah.
So you just...
It's an RPG that takes place in a world where, Disney and Final Fantasy both sort of exist. But the main story doesn't happen in the Disney world. They're sort of the filler. Which is kind of hilariously wild that you're just yeah, here we're going on an adventure where, all this crazy bullshit is happening. But then we're going to pause for a bit and go hang out with Tarzan.
Dom, your word is sutil.
Spell it.
Sutile.
Is it pertaining to stitches?
It does, actually.
I mean, I was hoping the word was just of or pertaining to stitches, because that would be nice and easy.
It would. You're very close. In fact, I'll just go ahead and give it to you. Accomplished by stitching or sewing.
Okay. All I knew was you said the word and I was like, that sounds like suture.
Yep. John, pedology.
So, now I have to think about, does this refer to feet or refer to children?
Or pedals.
Which have nothing to do with feet. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the 1 in 3 chance and say it's the study of feet.
The wild thing about this segment is Tim's
You're close.
Tim's about to
It's
just be
not-
go on.
It has nothing to do with biology. Or nothing to do with anatomy, I should say.
The study of feet-like things. The study of bottoms of things.
Well, that's not
Closer.
a foot.
This is the study of transportation.
The study of soils.
Yeah, the bottoms of things.
That's stupid. Pidon for soil.
Bro, Gallicide.
Gallicide?
Gallicide.
Didn't we already do this one?
I don't think so. It was Regicide.
Well, obviously.
Oh god, it's phase 3!
Oh, Gallicide is when you kill everything that's in a galaxy.
Gallicide is when you kill a girl.
Gallicide is when you kill
Are
a
you
bird.
Edie?
Tim, is that the actual answer?
That's the actual answer. It means killer of fowl.
So, Randy Johnson committed Gallicide when he threw, a 3-seam fastball and obliterated a bird in midair?
Yep.
Still one of the most wild
phase
clips
3.
from MLB I've ever heard of in my life.
Okay. Dom. Frondescence.
Frondescence?
Frondescence.
What is Fron?
Frond.
Spell it.
Frondescence.
Wait, F-R-O... Okay, I thought there was a W. I was like, that's Froundescence. God damn it. I got to phase 3, though.
You did.
Once.
And now you're paying for it.
Yeah, and then she killed me in phase 1 without even trying.
Yeah, it was pretty quick.
Thanks, John. Really love these PS4 loading screens, too. Really makes it easy to remember her attacks by the time I get back in. Tim, does it have anything to do with fondue?
It does not have anything to do with fondue. No.
Can it?
Fondue in a can?
He's not asking you to change the meaning. He's telling you to shut the fuck up. I'm gonna say that it's the smell of leaves.
You're very close. It does have to do with leaves.
Is it the tactical sensation of leaves crunching underfoot?
It is the formation of leaves. Which, is either how to create leaves or leaves creating a phalanx on a Tuesday afternoon or something. I don't know.
Yes, the leaf army.
Okay, I got one for you, Tim.
Okay.
Deasil.
Deasil.
Correct. Deasil.
Deasil is a prescription for gods who just can't get it up anymore.
Oh, Zeus.
As if Zeus has a problem.
I mean, when's the last time you've seen him cause some trouble?
Deasil is the old term for clockwise, before clocks were commonplace.
Okay, so before that we had Deasil and counterclockwise.
No, counter DSL.
No. No.
Or if you were British, anti-DSL.
We had Deasil and Widdershins.
Widdershins?
Yep. I've heard that one before.
I love the idea of being like, alright, I need you to spin around 3 times, and they're like, wait, which direction? And you're like, Widdershins! And they're like, what? I like Widdershins as a word because it's so hard to pronounce without accidentally saying, like, messing it up in any way to make it sound way worse than it is.
So it is still somewhat used today, both Deasil and Widdershins.
Shitter wins.
For anything on the horizontal plane. So if you're like screwing something into a wall, that would be on the vertical plane, and you would use clockwise or anti-clockwise, just like, a clock would be on the wall. But if you're doing anything like if you're spinning in a circle on the ground, sometimes people use it. Deasil and Widdershins.
It better be a horizontal plane. I don't think I'd ever want to fly in a vertical plane. And by the way, this isn't
those rockets.
No, this isn't a plane that goes straight up and down. Like, it doesn't fly straight up and down. It flies horizontally still, but it is shaped vertically. So everyone sits above each other instead of in front of or behind each other. It's very bad at gas. It does not fly
work?
well.
Not an atmosphere.
You sure? You couldn't put enough wings or long enough wings or big enough engines on it?
What if you shot it out of a cannon?
If you put long enough wings on it, then it wouldn't have a vertical aspect ratio anymore. You could, theoretically, put enough engines on it, but yeah, it would be really bad at gas.
I really want you to make this in Kerbal Space Program now.
Yeah, this idea is sort of like doing a horizontal double-decker bus, where instead of it being useful at all, it's just the decks next to each other. It just takes up 2 lanes.
Big pile of taco meat fell over.
It's a weird thing to keep
Tragic.
on your shelf.
It is.
John, your word is wit wanton.
It's for stupid people. Want wit, but they're
Sounds like
wanting
it's
it.
Tim.
Yeah, I think that's the word for podcaster.
Well,
I just meant
it
wit
would apply to many podcasters.
Oh, does it mean white?
It means to engage in irreverent wit.
I liked my answer better because it's still accurate.
Yeah, it is. Bro, euphobia.
We've definitely done this one before. I'm almost certain of it.
Okay. She just ripped out my heart. This
That's
bitch.
cool. Oh wow, she did.
Yeah.
Yep.
What a
That's-
dope attack. I hate her. The only attack I think cooler than that in any Soulsborne game is the one where Sister Fried launches you in the air with her scythe, wraps it around your neck, and then slams you into the ground with it.
It's like Euphoria, except it's fear, so you're just in a total and absolute state of fear.
Very close.
Is
It
it a
means
fear of being
fear
happy?
of good news.
Oh, okay, that was close. What about Euphonia?
That's the state of being a large brass instrument.
That's an anime that came out
Is it?
several years ago. Oh no, I've got the
Dom, your word is goral.
Spell.
Goral.
Oh, that's when you are a little young and don't know how to pronounce gorilla yet. You're like, that's a gorilla.
See, I always just spelled it grill.
Sam, no, that's a girl. Although, because of
Anyway.
this, I've realized female gorillas should be just called gorillas.
A goral is a small horned antelope living in a mountainous region of South Asia.
I don't think that's fair because that's not a definition of a word. That's
Yeah, it's really
a
not.
name. That's like, alright, tell me what the word Justin means. Tell me
Okay.
what Kyle means, and I'm like, it's
Just
a
arrived.
gangly creature from North America that punches holes in drywall.
Justin is a headline, Dom. That's why newscasters are always saying, "This Justin."
Is that just in time, or is that a different Justin?
No, like we just heard about this. This just in.
yeah.
Well, it's this Justin and
Me
that
Tarzan, this Justin, you Jane.
I love the start of, hey Tarzan! I don't like how many times we've talked about Tarzan this stream.
Yeah, me either.
It's a weirdly high, like this is one of those, like, the amount of times that we have talked about this stream has, like, fucked up the graph of times people talk about Tarzan. An outlier, that's what it's called.
Okay, so since the last word wasn't any good, here's a new one for you, Dom. Paris Pomenon.
That just sounds like a name.
It is not a name.
I mean, it might be a name.
It is now.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, apparently we
Until
don't
Elon
fucking
has
know what a
his
name
next-
could be anymore.
Actually, I'm really not sure this is a fair one either, because it's like all of the geology ones we had last
Oh,
stream,
God.
only this one is linguistics.
And what is it called?
Paraspomenon.
Paraspomenon?
Yep.
It's when you got two spomenon. You got a paraspomenon.
It means having a circumflex accent on the final syllable.
What's circumflex?
Good question. John, circumflex.
Too late. I already looked it up. It's
Well,
the
that's something BS anyway.
it's the mark placed over a vowel to indicate contraction, length, or pitch or tone. So it's the upside down V. It's the caret over the.
Is it just the caret,
Character.
or is it also like the apostrophe?
It's just the caret.
Yes, Wombat, this is apparently what we're doing this stream.
It's the only interesting thing happening because me getting my ass repeatedly handed to me by this young lady can't be interesting for this long. I just don't like that she's mean to me. I just want to date her a little bit, give her one kiss, and she just wants to fight.
No means no.
Alright, good segment, Tim. Bro, what's your segment?
Y'all
It's
still
a
on this
line,
nerd
but it
shit?
has a noted beginning and end.
That was the
Expecting a
segment
new slap.
with Darius.
So
I mean-
I'll add a
That was just a continuation of Tim's segment, huh?
yeah.
Wasn't I supposed to just answer the question? As briefly as possible?
I'll add the ask Kristin for a segment until she comes up with one to my segments list.
Oh gosh.
So anyways, dude likes his beans, and
So anyway, dudes likes his beans.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot about the best conversation starter.
alright, I guess it's time for the Yahoo answers.
Hey John, what's your greatest tangible fear? I'm sorry, greatest intangible fear.
Intangible fear?
Yeah.
Spectral llamas.
Wrong, it's horses.
Everyone knows you can't touch horses.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could come into contact with horses.
Yeah, but you
very
won't live to
easily.
tell the tale. Have you ever seen an x-ray of a horse's skull?
See,
I've
I
seen an
think
actual
Trump
horse's
would
skull.
talk to the tail.
Have you ever seen an x-ray of it while it's still in their head?
No.
I would suggest don't do it. Their teeth are very large. Like, roughly the size of their entire head. It is horrifying. Just like horses.
Yep, can confirm.
Tim! I specifically suggested not to do that!
Yep.
Tim was like, you
And
can't
you
be
were
that
right.
bad.
Seriously, this looks like a creepypasta.
Yeah, like, it's just like, that whole skull, like, it's just not right. Like, it feels like there should be something else there in the mouth.
I think you're right, Wombat. I think it's a sack, not a brain. I'm gonna regret this.
Are you looking up horse skulls?
Alright, that's super racist.
That's always
So,
a great thing to see when you're going through Yahoo Answers.
Tom, that's really not that bad.
Listen, we all knew you weren't gonna care.
So
A lot of teeth.
it's the Yahoo Answer segment. Went ahead and started with Bro, and the obvious one for her was baby names, considering the conversation today.
Yeah, but
one of these
nothing
questions
could one up what Elon Musk went with.
One of these questions, just the title of it is enough to make me not pick it, because it's why do the blacks give their kids stupid
God
names?
damn it! Also, wow.
Yeah, the blacks. Oh, you were so close, and then you died.
Yeah, I made the mistake of looking at her health bar. Also, that question aged very terribly as soon as Elon Musk decided to start talking. I mean, it also aged terribly as soon as racism was around, which is many years before the question was asked.
Yeah, one or two.
Yeah, that's super racist. Is that the only baby
To be
names
fair,
question on Yahoo
White
Answers?
people are also generally terrible at naming their kids.
I'm just gonna remind everyone that
I
Elmer's a
just
name.
can't think of any more names. Tim, John.
Now I'm talking about things like Cairo, Cashton, Ledger.
I'll agree with all those, but Cashley would be a good name.
Journey, spelled Jurnee.
God damn it, stop shooting me! I hate you! I bought like 87 fucking healing vials before I walked in here, and I'm about to use all of them, I think. Why do the whites always say the blacks? Great question!
Well, I bet you forgot Caden.
And like, Apple, and North, and Diet Pepsi. I don't think anyone named their kid that, but Diet Pepsi is a dumb name for a drink.
And Jaden, yeah.
Listen, I'm in a very difficult position right now, okay? I'm very vulnerable. I've gotten killed a lot of times.
Alright, so, Kristin.
Did you find a non-racist one?
Yes, I found 3.
Only 3? God, Yahoo Answers is worse than I thought.
Is Vatty a good girl's name?
No.
That was so fast and so accurate.
Yeah, it's...
I just imagine her being like late high school, early college, and everyone's like, "Is your vagina a big vat?"
Well, I mean, the more obvious one is just, you're fat. You're fatty.
Fatty. Yeah, no. Everything about that is...
I like that Kristen went straight for the "is your vagina a cauldron?"
Yeah. What do you think of the name Leslian for a girl?
Leslian?
Yes.
Is it Leon and also Leslie? Like,
It's Leslian. All one word.
There are worse names, but again, no.
I've got a list right here of the 61 worst names in the last 400 years of English recorded history.
has it been updated within the last couple days?
Does it have Maddie and Leslian and Sasha?
And Ash Archangel?
That's what I just said.
Incorrect. I
It
refuse
does
to
not
believe.
have those. I don't see any in here after 1950.
Fucking damn it!
So it doesn't have Lesueur
Not that I see.
as a first name?
I don't see that one now.
I'm just
I
gonna
do
give
see
a very.
Aw.
I'm gonna give a broad
Alphabet.
hint to all parents who are thinking about naming kids. So a common trend is that parents want to give their kids a name to help them stick out. Don't. I've been through public high school. The goal is to
You
not
would think
stick
most
out.
parents would too.
The goal is to never stick out. The goal is to be named the exact same thing as everyone else. You want a name that is just confusing enough that your substitute teacher does not know how to say it, so that everyone can also like get a kick out of it and be kind of friendly with you about it. And that's it. Oh, Wombat, there's nothing wrong with the name Sasha, but that's not the name he said.
It's supposed to be pronounced Zasha because X's don't make S sounds, they make Z sounds.
Some other names on this list include arse, burp, balls, banana, drug, earwhacker, flappy, gassy, hairy, one too many. It's just a great name for a kid.
Okay, One Too Many is the only name that was probably given to the Jersey Devil before he turned into the Jersey Devil.
He was born in Essex, England in 1870.
He was born in New Jersey. Do you know the story of the Jersey Devil?
I do not.
It was a woman who cursed her 13th child because she was like, oh, I gotta have another baby, and then it fucking grew wings and a horse mouth, and it's horrifying.
Wow.
Yeah, so the kid's name was probably One Too Many.
All right. So yeah, no to Leslie-Ann.
Yeah. No to any name that is not currently around. Like, I'm fine with language evolving, I know that's a thing, and I'm not upset about that. I'm just upset for the poor kids who have to be named Leslie and an apple.
See, there are certain
we've got
names,
first name,
though,
last
that I
name
feel like are
combination
better
here.
than super old names. Like, have you ever encountered one of those families that are like, we pulled all our names from the Old Testament? And-
Mine.
Yeah.
well,
Bible, not specifically Old Testament, but yeah.
see, Tim is an okay name. You're not like Jebediah with his son, or his brother Jedediah, and then...
Yeah, it's because Tim's not Amish.
Correct, because we are not Amish.
I would like to say, if I pulled names for the Bible, I would have a daughter named Lucifer, so that she can go by Lucy.
Um,
And a boy
I
named
know
Beelzebub.
someone. They have like 7 kids as well, and they all of their kids are named after British royalty, so specifically kings or queens.
So they've got like George and William and John.
Yeah,
Those are okay names.
and
They're-
I think there's like one girl, and she's Elizabeth, or
I
Okay.
mean, they're okay names, but it's just weird when all of you are named after royalty.
yeah.
Maybe, but then people have to encounter the whole family to realize it. So you, going through school alone, are just Elizabeth, and there are 20 of you.
Yeah, until you start taking, like, middle school English, and then you're like, oh god, my parents are dumb. Which is a good thing to figure out at some point in your life, but, like, that's not the time you want to figure it out. You want to let that mystery hang around a little longer.
But I don't think I want to know what that is.
I like the for the Frankensteins. I like the idea of like 7 brides for 7 brothers does the biblical shit in order. I want it to be like, all right, my name is Pride.
And people are like, do you have a sister named Lassie? You're like, a brother, actually. He's jacked. Yeah, I'll introduce you to him, and they're like, no.
He's jacked, but just the one arm.
Ha.
He's also
All
a
right.
homunculus. Anyways.
Last question for bro. Unique girl names.
What
Need
have I said
help
about
with
unique?
unique girl names that start with an A, not names that's overused like Ava, Autumn, etc.
What? Those are overused?
Apparently,
I was gonna say Anna! Like...
I was thinking Amanda, but
Yeah, like normal names. Ava? That's a Dark Souls boss.
I would say that Ava is a normal name. It is
Ansley?
uncommon.
I've only met one Ansley, and that's not a horrible name.
No, it's not horrible. One person put in Anansi.
How about Anonymous?
Adelaide.
How about Kool-Aid?
That doesn't start with an A.
The A's silent.
A Kool-Aid. A doctor. A lawyer. A garbage
Achoo, son of
man.
a sneeze.
Good movie.
No! Son of a bitch!
Oh. What do you think of the name Euthanasia for a girl?
Whew. Hope she never gets hospitalized.
This question has been entered by the country China.
Imagine just someone being like, oh yeah, this is my son, I named him Capital Punishment. You're like, what? Why? John, did you say China because of the euthanasia?
Ah. That's definitely it.
You'd call her the University of Texas? Weird, Wombat.
Also, I would suggest not calling her something that, with one extra letter, can be a urinary tract infection.
That's what I was thinking. It's like, urinary tract? She's just a urinary tract?
Just one infection away. Do I get you? I feel upset. I think that I get you.
I feel like no one on this channel should have kids.
Alright,
That's
Tim,
my
it's your
plan.
turn. So,
What's my
science
turn?
and mathematics.
Okay.
I chose the medicine option for you.
Under mathematics?
Science and mathematics.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Tim, how many times can you take the morning after pill? I heard someone say you can only take it up to 3 times a year, not more. I did not know that. I only took it once. Thanks for the heads up.
Was there?
Is this a crossover episode between my segment and Tim's segment?
Yes.
What was the question in there?
How many
times can you take a morning
times?
after pill?
Each one I would recommend only taking once.
Just take 3 of morning after pills at once. It's like ibuprofen, right?
No, just please don't take the same one 3 times.
Ah.
My understanding is that it doesn't come through the other side.
I have had pills that come through the other side.
Well, you're a
not a very good pill.
disgusting person.
Tim, you know, I'm just saying you didn't actually have to say that you did. Like, it could have happened and you could have just, like, avoided that talk on stream in front of any amount of people and also YouTube.
I could have, but what would be the point?
You should have, in
I
fact.
really want the person who posted this question to be male.
Yeah, my girlfriend and I don't want to have kids, so I swallow a condom every time.
It was anonymous, so.
Well, it wasn't anonymous, so
Well, Anonymous is a girl's name. We've already talked about this.
we did.
Yeah, he suggested it as an A name.
Oh, that's right.
So
Alright,
would
Tim.
Anonymous be a suppository?
Why do people think essential oils are a pseudoscience? and then there's a paragraph. People say,
Oh boy.
I thought you were just gonna end with, why do people think it's a pseudoscience? And then there's a paragraph. Like, that is the most telling story I've ever heard. Have a good one, Wombat. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye, Wombat.
Hopping stop.
people say, well, there's no scientific test to prove they work, or whatever. I mean,
or whatever.
I understand that they probably aren't going to cure cancer or combat diabetes, but I use them for headaches, allergies, and in my homemade mouthwash. Coming from once using ibuprofen, Benadryl, and whatever kind of mouthwash I bought at the store, I can say these remedies have worked just as good, if not better than the conventional synthetic methods. I used to have teeth aches, and now I have none.
No teeth?
I used to have headaches that ibuprofen wouldn't help, and they would bring me to the point of puking that don't occur anymore. Yet people will still say it's a placebo. Why are people so eager to dismiss natural remedies? Also, why do people think that scientists would spend money on proving these things to be true when they have the agenda of making money from their side effect-ridden synthetic medicine and get their funding from big pharmaceutical companies?
I love how they started this question really, like, regularly, like, really normally, and then immediately was like, anyways, why would they do that when I have 7 conspiracies about it? Thanks, Yahoo Answers. And you're just like, oh, okay, that's a lot to unpack.
Furthermore, if they truly aren't effective, why don't they prove that they aren't?
Alright, actual answer. The reason that people think they are pseudoscience is because what you are describing here is not actually science.
What you've described as a pseudoscience.
So why are people so eager to dismiss natural remedies?
Because people like you are the apologists for them.
Also, why do people think that scientists blah 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 and get their funding from big pharmaceutical companies?
Yeah, Tim.
Tell you what, you fund one of these studies, then we'll talk.
Furthermore, if they truly aren't effective, why don't they prove that they aren't?
They do.
Because you can't scientifically disprove something. I refer you to Russell's teapot.
Also, sorry, but the burden of proof is probably on the people who like the pseudoscience. I hate this segment because every time you ask Tim or Broius a question, it makes me so livid that I really wish I could respond, but I know I'm supposed to stay silent and let them.
Alright, last question. Should the FDA approve hydroxychloroquine as a drug to treat coronavirus?
Let's find out when the results are in.
I love that this person's just like, I believe they should do that. So I'm going to go to Yahoo Answers and ask everyone else if they should do that.
Yeah.
So, to answer the question from earlier, Russell's teapot is it's a philosophical argument made by Bertrand Russell in some number of decades ago. The idea being that you cannot prove that there's not a teapot floating somewhere between Earth and Mars, somewhere in that orbit. You can claim it all you want, but the burden of proof is on the person making the claim. Not the you can't lay the burden of proof at the feet of how do I put this?
You can't say I.
You have to prove something positively. You
Yeah.
can't try to logically prove something negatively because you can't.
When the current accepted standard is something doesn't work, and you claim that it does, then you have to prove that claim instead of forcing other people to accept that claim and then disprove it.
Yeah.
My point of view on hydroxychloroquine is that it probably shouldn't be used. But that's just because the only case study that has been done doesn't count.
Oh, my.
What do you mean it doesn't count? Is it because they have their own agenda by big pharma?
I would say yes to the agenda actually.
Is it because they're putting chemicals in the water that make the friggin' frogs gay?
The one study that was done by a French scientist who is not very reputable. He posted the study in a not incredibly reputable magazine. I don't know whatever they're called.
Journal?
Yeah, in a scientific journal. And it was a peer-reviewed journal. The peers had less than 24 hours to review it. The journal is owned and edited by the scientist who produced the study. It was an incredibly small study that involved patients that, for practical points, didn't have the coronavirus. Like, they had the incredibly tame coronavirus where they basically don't have side effects, or they don't have symptoms.
Was this the study that claimed 100% cure rate?
I don't. This is the only study I'm aware of, period.
I saw a different one a few weeks ago. I don't think it's the one you're talking about. I want to say it came out of Missouri, but I'm not positive.
Yeah,
it didn't say anything about a cure. What it did say was that in a majority of the treated patients, not all of them, when the drug was administered preventatively to people who had coronavirus but were not already in the advanced stages, it made them less likely to progress to the advanced stages.
To continue,
Welcome to the Genuine Geek Medical Podcast. All of us are trained professionals and are very qualified to talk about these things.
The place where the study was done was a research center that was, again, owned by the guy who did the study. So he funded, peer-reviewed, and published his own study at his own place, published it in his own paper. It was an incredibly small, short study that showed radical changes.
Does the gentleman Gank refer to white blood cells attacking things? I feel like that must be it.
Because we're all white. That's not true.
It's not?
No. Well, we're
I think
not all Caucasian. Alright, Dom, you were entertainment and music, right?
Probably.
I always forget.
So, fun fact, the NIH just released a study on hydroxychloroquine 6 hours ago.
Oh.
Did they say to drink it?
The conclusion is that it doesn't do crap. It doesn't make things better. It doesn't make things worse.
Oh, well, okay, so simple answer to their question. Yes, I think they should force people to take it. What was the question? Agent of Chaos. Make everyone do dumb shit. Just kidding, everyone does dumb shit by themselves.
Yeah.
I played
They
Bloodborne.
really do. Is this an example of someone doing something dumb voluntarily?
Yeah. I'm getting better at her first phase.
It's good.
And by better, I mean I've visceraled her 3 times in a row.
That's good. That is not what I asked. Damn it.
Do you do the thing that Google does where you ask the question that you mean to, and it's like, did you mean? And before you answer this, we're just gonna assume that you did, so all the results are for our messed up version of your question.
So Dominic,
Okay.
you're on entertainment and music, and this week we're looking at celebrities.
Oh yeah, a topic I know a lot about.
Interestingly enough, I did not see anything about the recent naming. I was kind of looking for it. Dominic, why do people expect celebrities to be role models?
I don't fucking know. I hate that shit. It's because they're allowed to watch them and then decide for themselves whether or not that person's good. So it makes them either feel good about themselves for picking a good role model or feel good about themselves because they're better than that person.
Okay. Second question.
Also because it sells. Go on.
Do Brazilians and Nigerians look alike?
John, what if we talked about with the racism?
I'm very curious why this is in celebrities.
Well, what's the... I was going to say, what's the most Brazilian celebrity you know? And then I realized that that's not a sentence that makes sense.
Alright, last question for you.
How racist is it? How racist is it? You can't just laugh and not give me a number.
Why are Brazilian women
God damn
so
it.
beautiful?
The butts. I mean, probably, I don't know. Probably because you got a fetish.
Probably. That'd be my guess.
Yeah. Very probable, I would say.
Alright, I'm
Again,
gonna let...
why is that in celebrities?
Celebrities is just the worst topic I've heard so far. It's just, how...
Really?
It's just a bunch
we'll
of
do
people...
politics next time.
Oh.
I mean, that's not really a topic. That's just a shit show.
Alright, I'm gonna let Kristin pick out 3 questions for me under hobbies and crafts.
Do you have it up?
Yep. This fucking thing keeps falling over. Piece of shit.
Is it your pizza or whatever? There's some food, I don't know, all food's the same.
I specifically said taco meat. Or...
Which is basically
So-
just fucking
Is that what the
pizza.
kids are calling it these days?
I don't know what you're referencing. Whatever it
Taco
is,
meat?
not that.
Oh, not taco meat? Shit, what else would it be then?
I guess it could be taco salad meat?
That's still taco meat.
But it goes in a salad, not a taco.
But it's a taco salad.
I'm very good at thinking she's gonna attack when she's discharging.
Am I the only one that actually likes Dr. Pepper?
No.
Why is this in hobbies? And why would
Dr.
you-
Pepper is a lifestyle, not a hobby!
Yep, I agree. I'm a pepper.
Yeah, pepper for life!
Also Pepper.
By the way, in case you didn't know, that's their stupid fan base. They call themselves Peppers. Actually, that's not true. Dr. Pepper calls their fan bases Peppers. When we went to the
No!
Dr. Pepper Museum,
Go on.
when we went to the Dr. Pepper Museum, there were lots of signs for like, I'm a pepper.
I just want you to know, when I defeat this boss, I'm gonna get out of my chair and dab 17 times in quick succession.
pics or it didn't happen.
Oh man, I don't have my webcam.
Come on, dude. We need that. We need proof. Don't worry.
Most of these are like actually hobby questions.
You don't have to find it because you won't succeed this week.
Fuck you and the horse you rode it on.
I thought you already killed that horse.
He keeps beating it.
I think this is beating.
That's a terrible thing to call that lady. Just because you don't like the way she looks doesn't mean you have to call her a horse-like.
Alright, cool, there we go. Which is important because I'm about to beat her.
How exactly good are you at flying and boating?
Wait, flying and boating? Like at the same time? Like a seaplane?
Ooh.
Could be.
Not very good at either.
You just read the top answer.
So I saw an interesting article earlier today about computer CPUs and how AMD has more or less forced Intel out of nearly every segment of the market except for server CPUs. And the title of the article was, "Beating a Dead Horse is Still Beating It."
What?
At least they've been smart enough not to try and buy Intel or something, because that would give them a monopoly. Right now, so long as they leave Intel failing, they can still continue as is.
And that's basically what Intel did to them for the last decade.
My key popped off and tried to put Elmer's glue on, and now there's glue all over my keyboard. What do I do?
I'm surprised none of that was sticky keyed.
For a second, I didn't think that you were reading. I thought that was just a thing that had happened to you. And I was like, what?
No, my key popped off and tried to put Elmer's glue on. Okay, your key is now alive and just does things. And now there's glue all over my keyboard. What do I do? Well, John, what do they do?
This is a big question of DI. Why?
Oh, Dominic has a face?
Yeah.
Was your camera on all stream?
No, I put it on when John said I wouldn't beat him to stream.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Because now I'm about to go beat her.
Webcam, and now you have 45 seconds to beat the boss fight.
That's all I need, Tim.
You have to help this poor soul.
Buy a new keyboard.
Yeah, just do everything what I did whenever I spilled something on my drink or my keyboard. Buy a new keyboard. Feel bad. Do it again.
Keyboards are expensive, though.
Yep. That's why the regret part was in there. It's an integral part of the life cycle of the keyboard.
I like one of these answers is really long, and I'm gonna end it, pause for a second, and then give what I think it should really end with at the end of that. Oh good heavens, how could you have thought to do such a thing? Go get yourself a little squirt bottle right away with isopropyl alcohol, turn your keyboard upside down so no alcohol drips down inside of the keyboard, and squirt alcohol up on the key, and let the liquid fall on the floor, blot, and spray until it's all gone. Still keep the keyboard upside down. Go get your hairdryer and put it on warm, not hot, and dry off all the excess liquid. The only thing you can use to mount a key back onto the little rubber post that pushes down is to put one little drop, and I mean little, of the clear silicone rubber that you use to seal your windshield. And it has to be the kind that smells like vinegar. You can get it in the auto parts store, one little drop, and put the key back in place and weight it down with a quarter and don't touch it for 24 hours. You fucking idiot.
I like how it started with like, oh dearie, how could you have done such a thing?
I really think that like it should have gone all the way through that and at the very end been like, nah, you fucked up. You can't fix it. You're SOL. Alright, well. It's the end of the stream. Dom needs to die to Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower one more time.
Or not die to her ever again.
Yeah, do that one.
I almost watched you just die.
Keyword is die. This is going very bad for me so far, which means that this is the one.
Is that your dating advice? Am I clip worthy again?
No.
Oh.
I'll tell you what, Tim certainly isn't. Sorry, Tim. I didn't mean to roast you like that. I'm just very frustrated, Maria, and I took it out on you.
That's okay. Take it out on her instead.
Hey, I did it! I won! I survived to the end of my life.
Did you go out going, ah?
I did it. When I dab, you can't see me cry.
Remember, everyone.
Dab your tears away.
If you need to sneeze, just dab.
Just put this here.
You got a cough from the Rona.
I was gonna say, Dom's here on the stream without a mask. I don't know if that's, you know, socially acceptable.
It's all I can do to hide my tears.
Alright. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
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 You know, I think I know what the problem is. We couldn't see ourselves. So next time, I think we'll do it.
Gross.
Oh gosh. Why?
Did you forget? Did you forget how bad this is?
Your nose is in 2 cages. Nah, just 1 cage now.
Yeah.
The cage is to symbolize us in our houses.
Ooh, how meaningful and symbolic.
And very deep. Look how deep that cage is. Like,
it's
4
actually
feet?
pretty deep.
Yeah, I'd say like 4 feet
Yep.
deep. I still need to go down a ladder with this so you can just see it bounce off each rung.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll see if I can find a ladder before next stream so that I can restart there. Alright, bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.